Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. And then today we're going to be working on the mud truck and got a little bit of a grenade went off in the rear end of that thing. Well, hello, Mr. Gear. So, yeah. And here, say this is going to be the next axle to go into it, right here. And I picked this up just local salvage yard here. It's a couple $100, but they kind of boned me here on the backing plate. Bang the crap out of that. So anyways, I'm going to go ahead and pull my old axle apart that was under the two-wheel drive, the race truck I've got, and I'm going to pull backing plates and everything off. These are new brakes, hardware, and cylinders, and I'll just use all that on the mud truck because otherwise this thing was just sitting in the dirt anyways. And we'll get that on here. I also got a set of gears, so we're going to be re-gearing it. I got a set of 456s. This is supposed to have a 342 in it. Okay, we got it pulled apart now. So this is the ring and carrier that was out of the 5-lug rear end, the two-wheel drive. But the way that I blow through carriers, I figured I'd just salvage it now and then it'll be out of there. And then I don't need that axle anymore. So I'll probably go stash that somewhere over at Dad's place. Then this here's carrier that come out of my junkyard axle, and that thing is in pretty rough condition. Yeah, it had some failure there at some point. So this here is obviously going to be a pretty weak spot for the old mud truck, unfortunately. But I'm not going to put good parts into it because it's the mud truck. So this is what it's going to get. And I'm not going to put any new bearings into it other than putting a new inner pinion bearing on it. So I went to do the auto parts, and so junkyard axles don't come with drums from the place I got them, so that was another $100 on a couple drums, unfortunately. Darn it. Anyway, and then Amazon ring and pinion. Then I got 2 axle seals, pinion seal, and an inner pinion bearing there. And then we're gonna just stuff it all back together. And also got the brakes pulled off of the 5-lug axle. 2-wheel drive axle, so we're going to use those. And my whole dilemma here is that the axle that is under my mud truck right now is out of a 99 Yukon, which it all interchanges, but it has 11-inch brakes on the Yukon. And so all the pickup trucks that I've been interchanging with are all 10-inch brake. And so the brakes blew right off my mud truck when the one axle flew out of it. And here's my carnage. So I don't have the brakes or nothing, and so I'm just kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't, and you want to have brakes on your mud truck. So anyways, so we got the axle all put together here now. So I got my 10-inch drums out there, not the drums themselves, but the brakes and everything transferred over. I gotta get my lines on when I get it in the other truck, but I'm probably gonna end up putting this axle under the truck without the rear brakes on, just so I can get it loaded on a trailer, because right now I got one wheel in the dirt. But so I got everything put together here. So a little bit of lash in there for me, and then say just open diff right there right now. So we're gonna go ahead, and I've always ran a Lincoln locker, you know, and those work great right up until they don't. So now we're gonna see if we have any better luck with the old Vulcan locker. I'm sure results will be the same if the abuse is the same. But at any rate, I got my junkyard rear axle pretty much ready to go in the mud truck. But like I say, we're just gonna get her welded up, and then we'll try and get it put in. Hey, we got her all welded up there now, so we're gonna give that a shot and see what happens. I welded that with the sun in the upright position here anyways, just so that way any of my slag and stuff would fall out of the carrier there, the pumpkin. I didn't want to have to dig all that crap out or nothing. So anyways, got that all taken care of, and there's obviously still a little slag kind of build up here and there. So I just usually slap a little magnet down in there to catch all that stuff, so that way you ain't got to worry about it eating nothing up. But otherwise, say we're all ready to go. Beautiful morning. Got the old axle loaded up here, and yeah, kind of some rough equipment get me started over on the old concrete pad here where I've had the mud truck parked since I dilapidated it the last time. I did drive it to that spot, so I was kind of thinking it would pull out and let me get out, but it didn't. So this is where the mud truck's saying she wants to get work done at. And here's my Carnage. Well, hello, Mr. Gear. Odd seeing you out here. So, yeah, we'll see what we can do with this. Hey, Allie. Hey, it's Kurt calling. Was just looking to get some U-bolts bent up. Need some square. Need them out of 9/16 stock for a 2.5-inch spring and 13 inches long. Yep, 4 of them, please. With washers and nuts. Alright, I'll be up there in just a little bit to grab those. Alright, thanks again. Bye. Goodies! Ooh, it's a good sight for sore eye. What do you think, Rado? He's ready to go for a drive and get some of that nice breeze coming in the window. That's what he's ready for. But anyway, so we got her in there, and now we're gonna find out if she's gonna drive out of here. Yeah, I thought about putting some brake lines on it over here, and then I thought against it. So now I'm just gonna load it up and take it over to the shop. So I'm sick of kneeling around in the dirt already today. Take it over there and get finished up and do what I gotta do, and then then we'll be able to try her out. Well, just look at that. That's a little different. And I got my old hood off of my my blue truck on there. So I've been meaning to put it on there for a while. I just haven't gotten around to it. But I had it in here and got them brake lines on the back. And didn't video any of that. It's pretty boring stuff, or repetitive anyways. But it's got that all taken care of. And see, I got my hood on there. It's all jalopified now. So a whole bunch of Bondo on this thing when I made it. That was, I don't know, 10 years ago now probably. So I guess 10 years of abuse on a solid axle truck, and it's still in one piece, I'll say that much. But I figured this might be a good opportunity, just kind of do a little intro here on what the mud truck is and what it isn't. It's basically a huge piece of junk, but I picked it up for $600. It's like 5 years ago I think I got it. And pretty much everything in here mud wise is all something I've contributed to it, so I've got my fun with it for sure. But anyways, nothing too crazy on the interior, but if we look under the hood anyways, I'll let you guys see where the magic happens. And of all my LS stuff, I'm sure you guys didn't expect my mud truck to have a 350 in it, but they just keep going, and I ain't got the heart to change it just because, I guess, yet. So we just keep running the 350 onto it, and it seems to do well enough. I'm not looking for a lot of performance out of this machine. It's got 456 gears on it anyway, and a 35-inch tire, so I mean, it does just fine. It's never gonna really get over 20 miles an hour or anything I'm gonna do with it anyways. So, but nothing too crazy under there. Everybody's seen the underhood of a 92 GMC before. I guess I should have specified that. That's what this is. This is a 92 GMC half-ton pickup. And then we'll get up in the air here and show you underneath. I've obviously molested it a fair share here, so we'll get right at that. Yeah, when I got this truck, it had a 6-inch lift on it, but it was just, I mean, the truck was just wore right out. So I beat it around with the IFS for a while until it wouldn't IFS no more. And then I had this 10-bolt just sitting out back at my dad's, and I mean, I had it sitting around for literally no reason at all. And so perfect project here come along, so I solid axle swapped the old 92 here, and we'll kind of go over that. So these coil springs here are actually off of a 05 F-150, just the standard spring that would actually be mounted on your strut originally. And then I just uprighted them. And then these are the old hub bearings off of the IFS setup. So the hub I just welded up to the frame, so that's the upper spring perch on both sides. And down here at the bottom, just some quarter plate and a piece of tubing to kind of keep that spring centered on that. So then as far as the steering here, then we are doing a crossover steering. More joints in this system than what there needs to be, but with it just being kind of a Chevy setup to utilize the steering that's on the Chevy axle too, this is kind of what we end up with. So this is the IFS Pitman arm, IFS center link, IFS idler. And then I bent the center link down right there. Right there. And then I mounted a tie rod right there. And then behind you can see right there, I got my Panhard And so there's more joints in the steering than what there should be, so it's a little on the extra sloppy side, but it does steer and everything, but it's just a mud truck, you know. So like I said, this is a 10-bolt front, I got 10-bolt rear, and 456 gears. Nothing super crazy about any of it, really. So 35-inch Mickey Thompsons. This actually would normally have a 700 R4 in it for a transmission. This has actually got a turbo 350 someone put into it. They got a little adapter spacer here to make up the difference. So the drive line stays the same when you swap them out. And then the transfer case here, I actually got off of Craigslist quite a few years ago, I guess, but it come out of 89 Suburban, so it would have been a passenger drop, but then it also would have had the electronic speedo here, which doesn't matter because I don't run a speedo on this truck anyways. So, but that's how I just, you know, solid axle swapped, everything bolted and all that. And then yeah, out back I didn't do anything. Like I say, it's just 4-inch blocks that would have come with the 6-inch lift that was on the truck. So that's why it sits so front high. Is I just never did anything more with the back. I just went ahead and slapped the solid axle and the springs up in the front, and how it sits is how it sits. So I ain't that worried about it. It don't go down the road or nothing. So, but anyway, that's just kind of a overview here of what goodies the mud truck's comprised of. Hey guys, and so we're gonna do a little test and tuning now. It's Memorial weekend. It is Sunday morning, and gonna head down to Hollyoaks and see how we fare with the mud truck now that we got her back in working order, or what we hope is working order.